Hey guys, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Yes, it's your boy Daki, spells Darkie. Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you are doing having like amazing moments of yourself. Anyways, guys, this is me saying a big thank you to you guys. We love you guys. We see what you guys are doing, and we really appreciate you guys. Straight up today is Costa Life News, and this is where I bring you updates concerning music, and that is across the country. Straight up today, we'll begin with the man of the moment, the man who had Lagos on a shutdown. Trust me, if you over the weekend, it's just so funny that you open your Instagram, your Twitter, your social media spaces, and your first 3, 4, 5 feeds at the timeless caption. Trust me, Davido was the only person who had the ability to hold us down for that long. Amazing one, amazing moment. All he promised us for the concert, he fulfilled everything. Talking about security, talking about fun, entertainment, watch your money, everything he promised us for the concert. It was everything and more. Davido, thank you very much for that one. Moving on, we saw where for the performances, we saw where Ashake came on stage, and that was for some persons that was like the biggest one of the night. We saw where Ashake finished the competition thingy, and he was going to walk off the stage. Davido was like, "Where are you going, guy? Come back and continue singing." And he sang Joa and Terminator. Amazing one. We saw where Soft Media also came out, the dancer, TikTok dancer, had an amazing time. Soft really, it was the entrance for me where it was in the dig 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 dig, and then it came back backwardly. Amazing one by Soft. They would just surely know exactly what to do to entertain his fans, and really we had a moment of our life for those who were there. And moving on, we saw how the stage would look at this point, fully packed. Some persons came out to say, you know what, it was not a sold out show. Some spaces were left behind, some places were not filled up. Talking about the stands here, obviously, David never planned for the stands. His only business for the night was just for the field. And did he sell out the field? It was a fully packed field on the night. Moving on, we saw where him and Spyro linked up after the show. And then Spyro was more like saying, since 2018, they've been together. They've been supporting him since 2018. Way back, taking him to the studio, making him know one or two pressings. And he just said, Davido, thank you. And Davido was saying, tell them loading. He just kept talking. It was like, Oga, tell them loading, say. And then it was like, okay, you know what, guys? Something big is coming, Davido Spyro. So obviously, we're sure to say, or it's safe to say, Davido and Spyro have a project together. And then the question is, when will you guys give us that one? For Spyro, when he has his beat, his comfortable beat, when he has that beat, he's going to kill it. Davido, give him any beat, he's going to kill it. So we're sure that Davido and Spyro on a collaboration is going to be a bomb. It's going to be bomb. It's like that's like the height of it, and we all can't wait to see that one come into manifestation. We saw Davido saying last night, Lagos last night, you were truly timeless. The energy was everything we could ever imagine and more. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Big love to everyone who came out. You all know we have to take this energy around the whole world. It's a global announcement coming soon. Angelique Kidjo made a comment to that one. For some reasons, she couldn't make it to the show. Not only Angelique Kidjo, Skepta couldn't make it, the Dabs couldn't make it, Focalistic couldn't make it, Musa Kiss also couldn't make it. For some reasons which we're not sure at the moment, but we know that they were not present at the show. Anyways, moving on, we saw Cubana Chief and Davido looking like this fire on the mountain because these guys have followed themselves. We've known two of them to be bestie as it is called, and it's looking like the bestie is no more bestie at the moment. But then an amazing one they've had so far, so good. Moving on, we saw for the Forbes cover, Davido actually is the face of that one. Amazing one for him, and then it was tagged the music mogul, big one, big one. Davido actually, for this for the fourth thing you was speaking here, Davido is actually projected to make about 20 million US dollars for 2023, and then that's like a big one. And it's so funny because it is said that he really does not need the money, and I'm like, who does not need $20 million? If you want to do the math, trust me, that's a whole lot of money. But Davido is that person that has the ability to pull such one to himself. We saw where he spoke at the summit in Botswana just after the show. So he left the show, barely had like 1 hour sleep, flew all through the Botswana, and then to have a summit. Obviously, it was received by the president of Botswana, talking about official Masisi. Masisi actually received him to a private dinner. Amazing one Davido had for himself. As much as that was amazing, it also did know the fact that he is an hardworking person that does not take. I kind of saw a post someone saying later you will say Davido is this is that. Davido is really an hardworking person. Someone that just left the show. A show that they planned for like weeks before the show. He called. I was in France. He was in the UK. Was in the US. He traveled back to Nigeria. Used like 3 days. Went back to France. Like came back again to Nigeria, went straight to the ICM, had the show at ICM, came back to rehearsals, from rehearsals went to the Timeless concert, from the concert again straight out to Botswana. So the question is, do you sleep? But yeah, amazing one for him. It just shows how much passion he has for this thing. We saw David actually coming out to make an announcement. Though before this, we saw Sasika coming out to say big announcement coming, and then people were guessing what is this announcement? What is happening? Is it a Delos project? Is it a feature? Is it this? Is it that? But the announcement is this: David has announced the North American tour and set to begin on the first day of July, and places like Washington, Houston, Chicago, Boston, Toronto, and Atlanta. For the venues, we have Capital One Arena. For Washington, we have Toyota Center at Houston. We have Credit Union One Arena at Chicago. We have MGM Music Hall at Boston. We have Budweiser Stage at Toronto. And obviously, the Away Festival at State Farm Arena, talking about the 23rd day of November. Davido, amazing one, and we say congratulations to you on that one. We have Olamide Bado as the next guy on the news. We saw where him and CK came through, delivered that what they call trumpet. Trust me, if you listen to that song, you actually join me playing trumpet of the song, because that song really deserves all the accolades it's getting. And no wonder people are playing the song trumpet, because the song is really everything and more. Olamide first single for the year, it was really, really, really a worthy air chance for the boss himself. Moving on, we saw they came through with that one, and song has been doing good, pretty well at the moment. They came with the audio and visual like simultaneously, so it's more like Olamide really, really prepared for this one. And just like I said, starting the year with this one is a whole big banger, big flex on his own, and they dropped audio and visual the same day. CK came through 100%. Olamide also came through 101%. We saw Olamide CK Trumpet has received over 35 million streams in the first 3 days across 5 streaming platforms. My problem with trumpet, I don't understand it. How is it difficult to pronounce trumpet? Okay, I got it now. Trumpet. Yes. Olamide CK Trumpet has received over 35 million streams in 3 days across 5 streaming platforms. Amazing one. And then obviously, these numbers will go higher than this, because that song is still doing amazingly well at the moment. Olamide is pushing all efforts in promoting that one. Obviously, Empire are doing their bit, but Olamide is doing majorly to make sure this song is going everywhere it deserves to be. Though there are talks about how Olamide actually copied Wizkid, and talking about the way he sounded and all of that. But then it's his choice. I can choose to be this. I can also choose to be that. But regardless, he came through 100% on whatever way he chooses to sound on that one. We saw Olamide being honored by the BillBoard. That was called the BillBoard International Power Player. And then we saw Olamide. It was called the founder and CEO of YBNL, being honored for that one. And we saw Empire congratulating him on that one. We saw where they had like his biography. They like a lot of tongue twisters. I will try. So that's what I'm saying. Though Olamide is still enjoying his run as a preeminent Afrobeat artist, his role as a burgeoning executive is starting to take precedence. Since the 2010 inception of his YBNL Nation label, Olamide has given his team of executive and artists, most notably Fireboy DML and Ashake, the knowledge to win. We have celebrated a decade milestone as a label, and it is only the beginning with the recent massive global success of Fireboy DML Smash Peru with Ed Sheeran, says Olamide. His success and the rising stardom of Ashake has been gratifying to watch. Whatever it is, this person actually came out to take pen to paper and write this articulated speech just to honor this man. And Olamide really deserves all of this and more. And to this, we say, Olamide, congratulations to you. Obviously, some persons are getting BillBoard Afrobeat, BillBoard Top 100, BillBoard Top 100. Olamide is getting recognized by the BillBoard. So there are levels to this stuff, big levels to it. Olamide is a big flex for you, and we say congratulations to you on this one. Moving on, we have Burna Boy Odogu on this one. We saw where Nappy came out to say Burna Boy has his album already, and then for the first 2 hours, I was vibing to that Burna Boy album. And then the question is this: which album would you listen to for 120 minutes? So how many songs do you have in the album? Because for sure we know the song is between 3 minutes to 4 minutes. So 10 songs is about 40 minutes. 20 songs is about 80 minutes. So are we having a 20-song project album? Whatever it is. But he said for the next 2 hours, he said was nothing is said, because the album is fire. Amazing one. We can't wait for Burna Boy to share with us what he has made on that project. Anyway, we saw Mera now, which had Burna Boy on it, have surpassed about 10 million streams on Spotify. Big one and big flex to Burna Boy. on that one. Burna Boy Common Person hit 100 million streams on Boomplay, and Burna Boy become the second artist to have two songs hit 100 million streams on the platform. Amazing one. Become the second person to hit to have two songs hit 100 million streams on Boomplay. That's a very big flex to Burna Boy. I will say congratulations to him on that one. We have Don Jazzy as the last guy on the news. He came out to actually make a statement saying, if there's anything he has regretted so much in his life, he said it is this particular thing. He said, I did at the point, and trust me, I was not proud of it. And that is how every day that should sound, because there are times you don't make some mistake and you're like, I messed up, and I'm sorry about that. It didn't. That's not a sign to show you're weak. It's just a sign to show that you have strength and you admit to the fact that you're wrong when you actually are wrong. And we saw it came out to actually inspire artists, saying, "Dear artist, hope you can see how Davido is marketing his album. It didn't form." So basically, he's saying Davido is putting the whole energy he has into this timeless project, and obviously, Davido is OBO, and he's not saying I'm OBO. The album will do good. He's saying I'm OBO. I also need to put in the work, make sure that the album is going everywhere it's supposed to go. So he's saying, young artists, while doing your project, make sure you put in the work also to make sure your sound is heard almost everywhere. Don't just sit down, drop a song, put it on Audio Mac, put it on Apple Music, put it there, and just go and sleep. So you're saying, put in the work, put in the work. That is the only time you can actually your voice will be heard like everywhere. So basically, to all upcoming artists, so just as a word for you, put in the work. Moving on, we saw where he came out to speak about Wizkid, saying him and Wizkid actually they have like two songs, but then he said the songs are not out, and according to him, he said maybe they were not good enough. I can tell. And then he said, they're not coming artist, jokingly, and he said one day, one of these days, him and Wizkid will get to get a song that they would bring out. Basically, just had fun. So it was more like a session with his fans, so people asked questions, and I was giving them honest responses to that. One of the questions the answer was when someone said, tell me one thing like about you like about Rema, and then he's saying one thing. He said they love so many things about Rema. He listed a few, saying he's humble, he knows what he wants, like amazing stuff to say about Rema. That means Don Jazzy really, really cares about his artist at the time. Moving on, we saw where he had this podcast session with Doing of Big Brother, and then it's called Doing Corner. Yeah, everybody doing podcast, trust me. And Doing has joined the podcast train. Our own is called Doing's Corner. Maybe I'll make my own darkest corner. I can't tell. But yeah, you saw where he came out to say, I've made a mistake in my life, and one of the biggest mistakes I think I've made was having an altercation with Olamide at the Eddies. He said that was his big. If you remember that time when they had like the whole thingy, and that was when we had this whole strand of Olamide, if you want the award, come and collect it. And Olamide made the responses, and so the back and forth thingy, and then it was said that the business mogul talking about Dangote was came to the middle to actually settle both of them at the time. So he's saying all of those stuff, he really regrets all of it at the time. He wish it didn't happen, and then he have said he has apologized to both the Eddies and Olamide in person that he's sorry and he really regrets all that happened at the time. So as much as you guys were having fun about it, laughing about it at the time, he's saying he regretted it that moment. As a matter of fact, said when he came down from stage, he really regretted everything he said that moment, that same moment. He said he felt bad, and obviously he has apologized to all parties, so it's inclusive of the Eddies and obviously to Olamide as a person. That shows how much of a leader Don Jazzy has made of himself. Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of this one, and yes, we can't wait to catch you guys on the very next one. Stay safe, guys, and be careful.